Hello and welcome to this Essen Spiel 2021 preview. I'm so excited because Essen Spiel is back, baby. I cannot wait to show you what's approximately not approximately 30 games that I saw that were interesting. I just kept it at 30 games because that's a right amount. I was at like 27. I was like, 27, not a round number. So I put some other ones in that I found. And I'm going to also talk to you about Spiel before. So this is going to be 10 games in this video. And we're going to talk about Spiel, what it is, what the requirements are this year because of COVID requirements. And let's get to it so that we can get to the first top 10 games. And in the other videos I will show you the other 20 games. Well, two more videos with 20 games, with 10 games each. And we're going to have a demo only list, about 8 or 9 titles that I found to be interesting. Not going to demo all of them, but at least I want to check them out. But I think they are like good games to demo if you only want to get some games in that will come later, so that you will know if you want to buy them later on or not. They will only be there as a demo form, not for sale, but these 30 games that I'm going to talk about first are going to be for sale at Essen. They're going to be all in English. Only 2 of them are going to be in German. But I'm just so interested in them that I hope that maybe they're going to be there in English. But I'm not sure. They have not been announced in English for the Spiel, but I found them interesting enough, so let's get to it. So what is Essen Spiel? If you're new to the hobby, Essen Spiel it's called the Spiel. It's in Essen, Germany. It's 4 days of board game Valhalla, board game fun. So it's lots of hall. It's in the Messe Essen. It's basically a combination of halls, and just think of it as like a big gaming convention. It's as a big gaming convention. It's just not gaming. It's also demoing, selling, and everything that is adjacent to the board game hobby. Like you can buy sleeves, you can buy inserts. We can buy a lot of dice. Also things like board game art and stuff like that. Some things that are adjacent to it you can buy there. Also card games. There's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon. Not sure if everything that I'm mentioning here is going to be there this year because of COVID. A lot of companies are not going to attend. But usually a normal Essen will have all the things that I'm mentioning. Also, you can have some food there as well. If you're hungry, you can take your food with you. And let's talk about tickets, access, and requirements. It's important if you go this year. So I'm going to rush past this very quickly. Description down in the link below to the Messe to the Spiel website, and it's in English. So you're gonna have to have vaccination, or have been recovered, or have tested negative. And if you have recovered, not more than 6 months previous. And there's some rules here about other types of recoverment from COVID-19. But I'll leave that for you to discover. I'm just going to keep it brief. Bring your vaccination with you, with a photo ID, because you have to have photo ID. And if you go with a group, keep your tickets, because you can only buy tickets online. You cannot buy them at the door. And tickets, you can, you have to fill in your name. When you buy your tickets, you get your tickets, through the mail, and you have to print them out. Bring your own tickets. Usually back in the day, 2 years ago, you can print your tickets. And if you have a lot of tickets, like, oh, here you get a ticket, here you get a ticket, here you get a ticket. And sometimes you would have a ticket with someone else's name. Not a problem 2 years ago, but this year you have to have a photo ID to show with the ticket. Also with, I think it also has to do with the COVID passport. If you're coming from outside the European Union, you can convert your ticket, your corona vaccination into EU digital proof. You can, and if you're in Europe, you can use your phone with your corona app and show the QR code, or you can print it out as well. If you have a printout like I have. I have two of them because it came together. This is the international, this one that is important. I also have the Dutch one. So, because I live in the Netherlands. And let's go very quickly to this. You have to wear a mask, by the way. Medical grade protective mask covering mouth and nose. Surgical mask is mandatory for visitors and exhibitors at Spiel. Now, those are usually those that are like a bit like a crossed duck face, white ones. But I've heard that you can buy those ones that are a little bit more flat. You can extend a little bit. The blue ones, but I'm not sure. The other ones are for sure that you can use, but the blue ones I've heard from some other sources that those are indeed also valid. And children 6 years and above must also wear those types of masks. And there's no exemption from people that cannot wear masks because of safety, so don't blame me. And you have a photo ID. And the last thing is there are some places that you can take off your mask. There was a Luca app that you had to use at those places. You scan the QR code, take off your mask, eat, talk to people. When you're done, you put your mask on, scan the QR code, and go. It's not mandatory anymore, so they changed that. So also these bags, the occasion backpacks, that's like those people that work for Uber Eats or Deliveroo. Those kind of size bags, not allowed anymore because it's due to risk of injury to other visitors. I once got smacked in the head with one, not a good good thing, and it was like I think half full of board games. And no, you can take your normal backpack, you can take a trolley, and in the check room in Hall 8 also accepts your large bags or suitcases, which you can refill as often as you like during the day, so that you don't have to lug around your suitcase. The price per bag or suitcase is €3 for every bag or suitcase. An additional fee of €2 is charged for the first refill. Each additional refill is free of charge. So, actually, even if you don't refill, it just costs €3. You get the bag, pick up the bag, and then fill it in. But the €2 is just to refill during the day if you have a lot of games that you're going to buy. Okay, so that is it. What can you expect from Messe Essen, from Spiel at Messe Essen? There's this guide that you get. It's also on the website. And this is the guide. I just scrolled already down. It's in German, but the thing that you're going to need the most are the maps. I also printed them out. Yeah, this is drawn because I forgot to print out the first page. But the other ones are exactly like I color coded them because of some games are my like, some are my want, and some are my need list. Let's look at the hall. So usually it's going to be hall 3. It's going to be entrance about here. This is the entrance. Hall 1 will have an entrance here. And they used to have added a entrance here, which I think they will have this year as well to distribute people a bit more. Hall 4 was being used, but it's not being used this year. So if you want to go to hall 5, you can only do it through the Galleria to 2 of the corridors, and you cannot enter to hall 4 and then go to hall 5. So hall 3, 1 and 2 are here. The Galleria is basically a corridor where you can where there are the most food stands. Also good for if you have kids. There are bouncing castles, a lot of activities for kids to do. But there are also food distributed in other halls. So in hall 1 there's a restaurant in this corner. In hall 6 there was a restaurant about here, I think, or it was 7, can't remember. And there's some they had some food stands on the back of hall 5 or 4, some smaller things. So you can also bring your own food, of course. And let's look at the hall. So this is hall 1. This is the entrance. From here you can go to hall 2 in this side. It has an arrow. It's very self-explanatory. Hall 3. They put this to the side because it fits the page. These are the exhibitors in alphabetical order. So if you're looking for a certain exhibitor, just go to all the halls and look in alphabetical order. And you go here to hall 2. So here's hall 1, here's the Galleria, and here's hall 3. So in hall 2 and 1 you can also always go to the always go to hall 3, and for the Galleria you have to go to hall 2 and then to the Galleria. Hall 3 has 2 pages because it's quite a stretchful long hall. And this is the entrance that you go in. This is the restaurant that I told you. And then you have hall 5. This is not the whole hall. I saw a BGG page where they show the whole hall, and this one, I don't know if they're gonna put walls here because it looks like it. And maybe behind the walls you can eat or have some more open area where you can, where people can like have some breathing room and to maybe take off their masks. I'm not sure, or maybe it's just closed. I'm not sure about that. I'm also not sure what's going to be in hall 7 and 8 because they are hall 8 is going to be used for the to put your bags there if you want to, for the small fee that I mentioned. So, and this is hall 6. So you go through hall 5 to here and then hall 6, and through these corridors they are actually around it. So hall 5, if you go through here, you immediately see all the exhibitors, and here you have all the exhibitors for hall 6. Around this part there's not going to be nothing. I see some walls here, so I don't know if there's going to be walls. So I think the outer edge of those halls are not going to be used for people to sit a bit, or maybe for some food courts, food places. So, and this is the Galleria. It's divided into 2 because it's very so this is for hall 3, this is for hall 2, and here you can go to hall 5. Hall 4 is not being used, and also hall 5, and this hall 5 and 6. Hall 5 you go straight, hall 6 you go to the right. So without further ado, let's start with the games, because I already rambled long enough. But this is for the new people and people attending this year and don't know what's going on. But you can visit the website. I'm gonna put the link below. So I use Tabletop Together for my games, and I'm not going to talk about all the games I might like, but I chose 30 games, and I'm starting with my like, then my want games, and then my need. I have them all written down here. So the first game that I'm talking about is Bad Company. Bad Company is a game from Board Games. 1 to 6 players, 30 to 45 minutes, and ages 8 and up. And it's a game where you are, I have it here open. So Bad Company is you build your own gang and customize your gang by throwing dice. You activate them. You activate 2 combinations of dice. So I have a 5 and a 3, that's an 8. I activate 1 gang member, and with the other dice I activate another gang member. The other players in my turn also activate, but only using one of the combination of dice. It's with 6 players with very little downtime, because you're also doing things in the turn that people roll their dice. You get resources, complete heists, but you have to get away from the police. It's it looks very good. I like the art. It's kind of like a fun art, so it's not a heavy serious game, I think. So here is the back. Let's make it a bit bigger. So this is the front from Board Games. Looks very colorful. So here you have complete heists, upgrade gang members, you activate them. So this is a 4 and a 2. You also upgrade them by putting cards on top of each other so that they have more abilities. 110 unique characters illustrations, which I actually like. You can get some bling and escape the police. So this looks right up my alley. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it because, hey, not infinite amount of money, but I'm certainly gonna check it out. All these games I'm gonna check out at least. And so we go to the next one. It's called Bellum Magica. It's from Blue Orange Games. Oh, and Board Games is in Hall 3, E107. I forgot. I have to get the halls. So Bad Company is going to be in Hall 3, E107. Also in Hall 3, in M107, is going to be Blue Orange Games with Bellum Magica. 2 to 5 players, playtime 15 to 30 minutes, ages 10 and up. So Bellum Magica is a game where you are trying to recruit certain monsters to put on the sides of your player boards, and when you roll a dice, you pick one of the dice to either attack. You can attack some buildings or monsters in the middle, or you can attack buildings for research. You can attack monsters for other stuff, or you can attack your opponents. And if you attack your opponents, you have to attack more than shields, and if the attack symbol has a little mask, you can even steal from them, because the person that has the most value underneath their treasure chest that they get from as a reward for attacking, if you can also steal from other people. The treasure chests, they come in different sizes. I think it's like wood, iron, and maybe metal, I think. And they have different values. So the wooden ones have like only 1 and 2, and the iron ones will have way higher values beneath them. I think if you get a certain amount of chests, then the game ends and you compare points. So it looks like a really cool game. It was played at the Dice Tower Autumn Spectacular. I think they played it there. Their artwork is fine. I like it better on the cards. So this is like a card. So I think you activate both of them, or you have to choose. For example, if I roll a 1, I can get 2 meat. If I roll a 2, and I can also do this one, I think. Or you have to choose. I'm not sure. And I think you can spend a certain tokens to reroll. There are some abilities where other people say like, I spend this one and you have to reroll, so that they get a better stuff, because if they get this a number that's better for them, they activate also their number. I think everybody activates your dice that you roll. And the art is, these are the characters. They have different symbols. And this is the shield. Do they have different shields? No, it's all two, but you can add more. This is one of those cards. You have to have more than one, or one at least, to get the meat to recruit him, to attack him, and then recruit him to your board. So you can put him on the left side, and then he will have the meat on the 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 4 and the 5. And on the 4 and the 5 you can have swords, but then you have to put them on the other side. So you have to choose. This is another one. This is, you get like these treasure chests. I don't know what they do. I actually forgot. So if you recruit this one, it is a funny looking guy. So he has a little bit more. And here you can also get meat. I think meat is for re-rolling, I think. Oh, and also these magical swords. You have these shields you can also only defeat with magical swords. So your characters can also get these magical shields. That guy's playing the whole game. So it looks a little bit like this on the table. So, oh, these are rune stones. I always think they're kidneys or something, like a piece of meat. But this is meat and this is rune stones. So this looks like a fun game. Go check out the Autumn Spectacular on the Dice Tower because they played it there. So let's go to the next game. And the next game, oh, I always forget to go here because here I have the information first. We have Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Scrollers, Heroes of the Undermountain. A mouthful, I know. It's from WizKids, 2 to 4 players, 15 minutes, ages 10 and up. And WizKids doesn't have a booth, I think. I have to look it up because I found it on the map. So WizKids. Hall 6, A108. But I'm not sure because there is I think there's another company there, but I'm not sure if they are partnering with the company or not, but I think they're in Hall 6, A108. So it's 2 to 4, 15 minutes, ages 10 and up. And this is kind of like a roll and ride. You go to a dungeon and you pick one of the characters, and some characters are better at spells, like the wizard is better at spells, and like the scout is better at opening treasure chests, and I think the orc is better at decapitating people or like doing damage. So at the beginning of each game, players pick one of the 5 characters and go to the dungeon, each with a thematic ability that helps them collect one type of points more easily as they draw their line through the maze. Normally monsters or treasures need to be entirely covered with marker to be collected, but rogues need only to touch treasure, while barbarians need only to fill in the monster's heads to defeat them. And you have to put an intricate pattern, but if you're for spells, and if you're the wizard, you only need to draw a small circle. Contains 10 new and unique mazes of increasing complexity as you go. These include portals, locked doors, multiple bosses, and so on. So let's look at how it works, because it's line drawing, it's real-time maze. I don't see any dice here, so I don't know how this one would work. There are only a few pictures. Point-to-point movement. I'm just intrigued by this one. So there are some pictures. So these are the maps. They're totally different. All the maps are different. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there are 9 here. So these are the different characters and some tokens. And this is the back of the box. Not a big box, I think. So available October. Essen time, of course. So yeah, that's one that's on my radar. So the next one that we're going to talk about is Garden Nation, which looks adorable, to be honest. Garden Nation, it has a lot of green, but it's done in a way that's very beautiful and delightful to me. In Garden Nation, the 4 clans wish to build a city on the 7 territories of the garden. So I think you're playing as miniature people, like gnomes. No, gnomes are not that small. Or maybe gnomes. I don't know. I'm not good at. There's a word for these kind of like spirits, maybe. Well, doesn't matter. You one of these little people because houses are made out of bird feeders and coffee pots, which you construct to complete official projects and secret missions. And each new floor costs more and more inhabitants. Once the goal is reached, the colors of these people float there. Don't know what that means. Thus validating these common projects. The other leaders might not let this stand. I think they mean the other players. And will invade the buildings of opponents to try to take them back. To impose your choices on others, you must master the art of this war, deciding who will play after you and where they will have to go. So yeah, it looks interesting. I'll show you the cover first. So this is the cover. It looks very nice. It's you don't see this art that often. It's from Maxime Morin. I don't know if I have a game from this artist, to be honest. But hey, let's look at some other stuff, because here you can see the coffee pot and a water the water fountain thing, or I forgot the name. And here you have like a radio. So these are like cards. This is like Act 1. I think there's some acts that you can choose. I don't know if you have to do them in order or you have to choose. It's a little bit of a story. Act 2. I don't know if there. And that's basically it. Oh, wait. There was a picture of the board. That's one picture. And it looks delightful. This thing is like, this is a garden, and you have these areas, and you try to build some buildings at certain points. I see that you can build any type of building anywhere, but maybe you get points. I don't know if the colors matter or if they're just like depending on if you put like a blue on a blue, but I don't see any blue. There's a green. So maybe blue and green are almost the same color for this effect. Not sure, but it looks very cool. These player boards look cool with I think points, or well, points are maybe tracked here, but maybe these are action points. I don't know. There's some actions here, I think. You can play, I think, with 4 people. Yeah, looks really neat. I really want to see this game in person. The next game, which we're gonna have, the 5th game, is Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. So, Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. Oh, let's go back. It's from BGG Spiel. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Garden Nation is in Hall 3, H 111. So, BGG Spiel is also in Hall 3, in stand O 119. 1 to 4 players. Playtime 75 to 115 minutes, and ages 12 and up. Did I say the information of Garden Nation? I was like so enamored with it. Okay, let's go back. Let's rewind. So Garden Nation is for 2 to 4 players, 60 to 75 minutes, ages 10 and up. From Bombix Games, Hall 3, H 111. Okay, that out of the way. Back to Great Western Trail. Great Western Trail 2nd Edition is 1 to 4 players, 75 to 150 minutes, ages 12 and up, from BGG Spiel in Hall 3, O119. And I repeated a lot of information now. It's an Alexander Pfister game. I usually don't. I only know a few designers. I don't like follow the designers all the time, but a lot of people like Great Western Trail. They like Alexander Pfister, and it's it's an implementation. They fixed a few of a slight imbalances that they found in the game, minor imbalances, mind you, and they redid the art. They made it kind of like a trilogy. This is basically the same game as the previous game. There's only a big difference that there's a solo mode in it now. And they're coming out in 2022 with a version based on Argentina, so Great Western Trail Argentina, and 2023 they're going to come out with a game from Great Western Trail in New Zealand. So I don't know how they're going to be, but this is like the first in the 3 game line. And for people who have not played it, so you basically, well, this is the board. I played the original one, a friend of mine has it. So this is the second edition. They redid the art. I like this art better because the old art was ugly as hell. What? So here you see the second edition, 2021. They're going to come out with an Argentina one, which I like the cover a lot as well. It really screams out Argentina, and this is New Zealand, like more calm, Great Western Trail. I think this is not about cows whatsoever. This is about sheep. This is going to be about cows, but I think this is going to be different. I think they are going to be differently mechanically, and this is thematically just instead of cows, it's going to be sheep. So you have these tiles with buildings. You're going to walk with your character on a board. This is here things that are in the game as well. So you have this board, which is going to be where you move. So you start here on the trail, and some spots you have to stop if it's not your building. There are some shortcuts, but you have to defeat. It used to be Indians, but I think they changed it because of maybe some backlash. I think they're now they used to be Indians and bad guys or something, like there were two types of things that you have to defeat. I think the Indians, they took it away and put in some bad guys, some outlaws. I think it was two different things that you have to defeat, or I think it was just Indian. I think they just changed it to outlaws, if I'm not mistaken. You have these little cool guys with the hats, and then you come to the end. Then you move your train. You can stop at certain points to put discs and stuff like that and deliver. You can deliver cows. You can deliver other stuff, and you take the discs off of your own player board, making your actions more powerful, or you can do actions more than once. So this is how they look like, and on these tiles, on these buildings, you can do different things. I don't know you have these discs. You can also recruit people from the board. Oh, these are the cows. Oh, they have a new type of cow that's like born as a calf and then matures. So that is new. The rest is the same. And here you have these are the people that you can hire. The more you hire, the more actions you can do here as well. And they're going to be on the board here, and they're going to be certain prices. I think they're going to go down, so they're going to be added here, and these will just go down. And yeah, that's the game. So just want to see what the differences are. This one is low on the list because it's a game that's already out. It's just a new version of it. So we're gonna go to Mobile Markets, a Smartphone Inc. game. It's from Cosmodrome Games. They're in Hall 2, E118, 1 to 4 players, 40 to 18 minutes, and 14 plus. So this is a game in the Smartphone Inc. Line or universe of games, as you would call it. It's a bit smaller than its predecessor. It's a standalone game in that line. They try to get a similar experience, but with new mechanics, more complexity, and strategic planning, interaction, and competition. So you try to make telephones and sell them in the original around the world. There's no world map here anymore, but you try to sell them to mostly individuals, so it's a more compact thing. It feels a bit like Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror. So Eldritch Horror was around the world. Arkham Horror is more to a location, so more condensed to one location. And this is what it feels like in that regard. So this is the cover, quite striking. So it's because instead of the world, I think you have to sell to these people, because this one guy needs 5G, this girl needs also 5G, but then 8K screen. This needs this woman needs a Wi-Fi thing and 8K, and yeah. So and oh, I did not see this picture the last time, or maybe I just really didn't see it, or they added it. Now you have these thicker tiles which you can. They're not completely 2x3, but they have a corner, so you can. Oh, it makes it interesting. So this is the action that you do, and you can change it around in a certain way. So these are the actions you take, but you can move it around, add some tiles to it, but you have to cover at least, I think, 1 or 2. Here it covers 3 places. This is going to be your board, your goods that you produce, your net profit per sale, and I think here you can put some stuff. Only if the slot is occupied. Let me get some money, maybe. Redberry. That's the back of the box. And was that it? Oh, wait a minute. There's a picture of how it looks on the table. And these are the different spots where you can compete over. So yeah, it's a game that with a theme that hasn't. This is the only game that does it with this theme. A theme in the mobile market, trying to sell mobile phones. Yeah, it looks interesting. My next one is a game only in German, one of the two. I thought it was English, and when I looked at my list, I was like, you know what, I'm still keeping it on the list. Oh, it's not on this page. Oh, it is. Oh, or is it? Let's look at my list. Did I make a mistake? I have to go to my like list. On my want. Yes, it's here. Oh, it is there, but I didn't. Let me see. Yeah, it's here. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. So this is called Brazil Imperium. It's a game from Giant Rock in Hall 1, B137. It is in German, by the way, but this game intrigued me so much that I hope that they will have an English version there as well. 1 to 4 players, about 100 minutes, 14 plus game. It's a 4X style game, and let's go to the page. So you take on the role of one of the great monarchs of the past. You want to get the most victory points by getting territories and prosperity. Construct buildings, manage resources, explore land, create trades, acquire the support of the greatest personalities of the country, and recruit a powerful army. Have to complete missions. I know from the rulebook that I saw that the setup is different depending on the scenario. So you can summon, frame, build, renovate, manufacture, port, and market. And then you have a movement phase. It's very. The concept is a Euro-X game, a new style game that combines Euro games in which you collect and manage resources, and 4X games in which you explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. Each game you can focus on resource management, combat, or a combination of both, depending on your choice of monarch and the interactions with other players. So it looks really cool. I like the art a lot. So I can see here the cards, they look so good. The cards look so good. Look at this. It looks so... this artist just nails it with the art. This is your own player board. And this is how you set up the board. They have these bigger boards and then you put these tiles on top to denote that they're different. That's because of the different setups. You have this board where you can draw some cards. There's some things on the board in different colors. Hexagonal tiles. That word. Here, so here's it being played, so you get a little bit of the table present. This is one of the people that you, well, she has power. You have different people with powers, and he's have like a setup example of one of the scenarios, and they're gonna be different every time. And it just looks stunning. I really am so interested in this game. So yeah, so that is Brazil Imperial. So the next one is gonna be Deranged, and Deranged is a game from 90 to 180 minutes, 3 to 6 players, 12 and up. Hobby World is publishing this game, and this is also my second German game. Den Hall 1 E151. This game 2 years ago was already as like a demo, I think. It was present at Spiel, I know that for sure. I think it was just being demoed, and I think it passed by, but I really didn't see that much, or I just forgot it's been 2 years. But the game and the art that I see now is really something. So it's a gothic semi-cooperative adventure survival game, which you fight rivals, monsters, and your own inner demons. You must survive in a city for 3 days and nights, leaving the city on curse, because you can get cursed, as a human being in order to win. The game is scenario driven, and you never know when a player or which player will turn into a monster, the deranged of the title. The only way to turn back into human is to kill another player. Now, there's no player elimination, but each death increases the level of doom, with the player receiving a curse or with other bad stuff happening to the group. It looks very cool. I like hidden trader kind of mechanics. So if you kill me, then I become dead. But yeah, if you kill me, maybe you're the deranged, and then if someone kills you, they become the deranged, something like that. It's been a long day, so but this is right up my alley. Let's look at some art. So this is the board. Looks really cool. I like the art. It's also cartoony. This is some monsters. These are some cards. These cards I don't like that much, as they have too much black. But there's some other cards which have some more action on it that I do like. So it will even itself out. This is like the player dials. I think your heart and your mind. So it's horror, I think. So this looks at these player boards. It looks so good. Yeah, this is sanity and this is health. So these are, I think, the deranged, enraged werewolf, walking dead, necromancer, and hungry ghost. They have different abilities, speed and attack and stuff like that. Shield and health, and maybe action points. So it has a lot of replayability. I like these because these are like so striking. It has black, but it's not overwhelming like the other cards. But then you have like, oh, these are okay. These are okay. These could have been a bit better, to be honest. These are scenarios. These are the minis. Looks also good. These are some tokens. It's the board. Oh, you have these 4 parts that you connect, and maybe they're double-sided, I think. So Deranged from Hobby World. And how many did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I thought I had 10. Bad Company, Bell and Magica, Deranged, Dungeons and Dragons, Coordination, Great Western Trail. Ah, I forgot about Pessoa. Okay, let's open that one up. So, Pessoa is a game from Pythagoras Games, 1 to 4 players, 45 to 75 minutes, ages 10 and up. They're gonna be, well, I heard that they will not be there, but I'm not sure. On the publisher webpage said they will not be there. I don't know if the game will be there. Those are 2 things that are not specifically related to each other. They're going to be in Hall 1, C119. So it's a game about, it's a hand management worker placement game where you place workers in the inner minds of, well, in the heteronyms of the 5 heteronyms of Pessoa, Fernand Pessoa, which was a poem, and he wrote. He was a poet, a translator, critic, and publisher and philosopher in Portugal, and so he wrote under different, not really pseudonyms, but he said they were heteronyms. Because pseudonyms he felt it did not capture their independent intellectual life and instead called them heteronyms. Okay. You always learn something new every day. And Pessoa, you're one of Pessoa's most famous heteronyms, one of the 5. And he had more, but it's these 5. And you move between the metaphysical space of Pessoa's head and the physical space of Lisbon to gain inspiration from the iconic cafes, visit bookshops to expand your library and knowledge, and seek inspiration to write poems. It's a working place with special rules in which players can place their heteronyms since each player is a different heteronym, but all players are also the same physical person. That is Fernand Pessoa. It comes with 2 game modules. They can be switched on and off. If you play only the base game, it's good for advanced, as an advanced game with families. And if you put the modules in, it's going to be more challenging, more tactical. The game's rulebooks include historical notes to explain how theme and mechanics are interconnected. I love when they do that, providing you an accurate historical background about this extraordinary poet and his metaphysical creations. And cards also have certain quotes from Pessoa in Portuguese and also translated, which is a nice touch. So let's look at the cover, which I really like a lot. Is this some are prototype pictures, so I'm gonna skip those. This is not a prototype picture. It looks really good, so you can put things here. These are like his metaphysical spaces in his head. I think here is like their own reality, so I think it's Lisbon. It looks really good. And some cards. So this is like the board. I think you can flip it over. Oh, and this is what I like. This one says, Wise. Oh. What? Oh, this is too much. Wise is the one who contents itself with the show of the world. I like these things on cards. And this one, because I'm the size of what I see and not the size of my height. So that is Pessoa, a game that I'm very intrigued in. So I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The 10th one, I put this at the 10th spot, actually deliberately, because it is a game where I want to talk a little bit about a few of the expansion modules. And this is a Railroad Inc., the green, and the yellow version. So it's going to be a lush green edition and or the shining yellow edition of Railroad Inc. Challenge. It's from Horrible Guild games. Then Hall 3 F111, players 1 to 4, playtime 15 to 20 minutes, and ages 8 and up. And this is a roll and write game where everybody gets a piece of a board, not a piece of board, you get a board and dry erasure markers, and then you roll 4 dice with some rails or some roads or rails and roads, maybe some dead ends, which can be good actually, and you write them all down, and in the corner you put the number of the round is. You play this in like 7 rounds, and you have to connect as much as possible. Everything that you don't connect is minus points. If you can draw on the 9 spaces in the middle, which is marked, you get extra points. And then some, if you play the very base game, that's basically it. And if you play a little bit more advanced, you play with the extra dice that are in there to make it more challenging, the colored dice, or you play with some advanced scoring that is on top of the board. So let's look at these, and I'm going to talk about, they have a lot of expansion packs. I'm just going to show you the arcade and the outs because that one is the one that I maybe gravitate towards to if I buy the game. So we have the arcade expansion, Eldritch expansion, electricity expansion, engineer expansion, futuristic, sky, and underground expansion. So let's look at this game. The differences between the green and the yellow are that it comes in 2 versions. Each one includes 1 expansion with an additional dice set that adds new rules, special rules to your games. In the lush green, you create placid forest landscapes and build into a beautiful arboreal paradise with that addition. And the yellow has you use oasis to protect your cacti from the arid desert climate in the shining yellow edition. So this is what you get basically. You get these dice. You don't get like 8, but you get 4. So this is how you can combine. You can combine these to let it roll, or you can combine like all 4, I think. I'm not sure. You get 2. These are special dice. So you roll them and you write it down, and then at the end, everything that is not connected like this, so will give you minus points. And you can connect them, and you start at the side. So this is a rail. I know that this is a road. No, this is a road. This is a rail, but you can end on a wall on the outside, so that is no problem. It's a good way to not get minus points. And these are roads, and these are rails. You also get points for the longest rail and points for the longest road. So, and the green one has I could have shown the yellow dice, but this says the green dice has some mounts and stuff like that. Has these. So if you fill in all these, you get 1 point, so you can get 9 points from here. You have to connect like rails to rails, stuff like that. So yeah. And let's see if the yellow one has some beautiful dice. Yeah. And the expansion packs add some more rules and also some dice, but I want to highlight these because I really like the arcade, for example. You have these dice with this is like inspired by Tetris. This is like Pac-Man because the fruit and a ghost. I can't remember what this is, and I can't remember what this is. Maybe this Alien Invaders or Invaders. I think so. There's also the Eldritch expansion pack, and these look so good, like transparent with Cthulhu type of dice and purple dice. And maybe I can show you one more. By the way, the underground adds a little bit something different. You can use two boards to write something on. One represents the above part and the other one represents the underground. So yeah, that looks very cool. Let's just show you the electricity. I'm not gonna show all of them, but this one is like, oh, yellow transparent with black and purple transparent with gold. Oh, so cool. Maybe I'll get this one as well. I'm not sure. So, well, those were my first 10 of my Essen Spiel preview. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.